We're going to be doing like a 15-minute calisthenics yoga based bodyweight workout. So we're going to try and move in all facets. We're going to try to move continuously, connecting our breath to our movements, and most importantly, we're going to build some strength in all areas of the body. So when you're ready, meet me in a hands and knees position, and we'll start with warming up the wrists and getting them nice and strong. So we're going to start with our hands placed under our shoulders and our knees stacked underneath our hips. And what we're going to do is we're going to push into the ground, coming up onto those first knuckles. So your thumb should come up, and then the base of your other four knuckles should stay on the ground, pushing into the ground, and then we lower back down. And here we're creating some strength in our forearms. So we're coming up, there's 3. So the further away your knees are, and if you keep your shoulders stacked over your hands, the harder this becomes. The closer your knees are to your wrists, a little bit easier it becomes on your wrists. So depending on where you're at in your level, find your knee placement for yourself, and we'll just keep rising up. So we're just going to work into them, build some strength in the forearms, and then we'll give the wrists a little bit of a shake out. So keep going, 10. And again, try to keep those shoulders stacked over the hands. Spin the eyes of the elbows forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place them back down. Come onto the toes. Just give your wrists a gentle little shake out. You may want to interlace your fingers and just make figure 8 circles going left and right. Just going to loosen them up a little bit before we start putting a bit more pressure into them. Give them a gentle little shake, and then place your hands down to the ground. Push into your hips and sink them up to the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. We're just going to hold this position, try and create a nice sturdy base. So again, you want to try to spin the eyes of the elbows as far forward as you can, pushing into that index finger and the thumb, gripping into the mat of your fingertips. You have a bend in your knees. It's perfectly fine. We're trying to create length in our spines. Extend away, keep pushing the mat, so you're sort of pushing your hands into the mat and pushing your feet into the mat, so you're sort of trying to tear it apart. And then from there, we're going to lower our knees down to the ground, pop back up, push forward, coming into a high plank position, lowering down halfway, pushing back up, roll the hips up, downward facing dog. Lower the hips down, lower the knees down, push the hips back up, roll forward, lower down halfway, come back up, hips to the sky. It's 2. And just take 7 of these at your own pace. 3. 4. An exercise like this is great for mobility, great for strength work. So creating flexion in the ankles, strengthen the shoulders and the back, just engaging our core. And we'll go for 1 more. Knees down, push back up, roll forward, lower down halfway, push back up, and then coming into our downward facing dog. From there, we're going to step our left leg forward in between our hands, and then we're going to come into a nice low crescent lunge. And from there, we're going to shift the weight forward and try to bring that knee as far forward as you can over the toes. You still want to see the big toe and maybe the toe next to it. And then from there, we're going to push into that front foot and come up to a nice straight legs position. So we're coming into these split squats. Shift as far forward as you can, keep pushing into the heel of the foot, squeeze the glutes, and come back up. There's 2, 3. Just keep breathing and moving. 4, arms where they need to be for stability reasons. 5, keep that right glute engaged, hug the knees into the midline. 7, 8, As far forward again, 9. And again, you're creating mobility in the ankle joint. 10. Back to straight. Take a bend in that front knee and place that right hand inside the left foot. Roll to the outside edge of your right foot and then swing your left leg around, coming into your side plank. If you want to have your knee down, perfectly able and capable. And if you want to have your left foot in front of your right, do the same. Your options are yours. Push into the hand, so creating a nice solid foundation in that shoulder. Stick the hips up to the sky and then squeeze your glute. And from there you can have your arm up overhead. But what we're going to do is we're going to lower the hips down. Again, you can stay in that side plank if you choose to. Keep pushing into that shoulder and then squeeze the glutes and come back up. So there's 1, 2, 3. Go for 2 more. 4. No collapsing in that shoulder. Try to keep the hips nice and level. 5. From there, we want to gaze down next to our right hand. We roll onto the toes, and we're going to come onto our forearm on the left side. And then again, we're coming into our forearm plank. Forearm side plank. So from here, again, you want to have the elbow underneath the shoulder. Create stability. So you want to have you can have your right foot forward if you choose and hold this position. Or you can, with me, put that right arm up overhead, bring that right leg off, and then you can take a crunch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, 5. From there, you can roll over into your forearm plank. Push into the elbows at the same time, coming up into extended forearm plank. And we'll revisit this pose later, but for now we're going to walk our hands back, sink the hips up to the sky, coming into a downward facing dog. And from there we're going to come and step our right foot forward this time, coming into that low crescent lunge. Again, squeeze the thighs together, create some nice stability and foundations. And then from there we're going to bring that right knee forward as far as we can, over the toes, making sure we can see the big toe and the little toe next to it. And then we're going to push back up into double straight leg, squeezing that that left glute, and then coming forward. So we're taking those split squats once again. 2. This is a little bit harder for me on the right hand side. I don't have as much flexibility in my right ankle. It's something that I'm working on. So again, every side does feel different. So work to what feels best for you. 5, 6. Keep moving with the breath. 7, 8. Far forward as you can go. Make sure the heel doesn't leave the ground. 9. Last one. 10. Gentle pause. Bend into that left leg. Place that left hand down to the ground. Pivot to the outside edge of the left foot, and then swing that right foot around on top. Again, coming into that side plank. So again, same options as before. Straighten up your side plank, and then from there you can either hold the side plank that feels comfortable for you, or you can take a couple of dips again, pushing into the hand so we're not collapsing. Spinning that eye of the elbow forward. It's 2, 3. Squeezing the glutes. 4. Last one. 5. From there, gaze down next to the left hand. Place the right elbow down. Roll over. And here we are in forearm side plank. So again, you've got the option of just holding this position, which is a very strong hold as it is, so it's perfectly fine there. Or you can bring your left arm up overhead, take your left foot off your right foot, and then take them crunches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place your left foot on top of your right. Roll over into your forearm plank. So from here you may want to walk the hands just a little bit further forward, so you might want to be slightly off your mat, and we're going to push up into the elbows at the same time, coming into extended plank, and then we're going to lower them back down and push them back up. This is a great core worker. It's also very good for the triceps. So 3. I promised you that we'd revisit this pose, and here we are. 5, 6, lower them down, push back up. 7, keep that tailbone tucked under, glutes engaged. 8, 9, last one, lower down, push back up, and then from here we're going to lower down onto them elbows and then slowly lower the hips down as well. So we're on our bellies, and from this position we're just going to place our feet together behind you. Place your forehead down to the ground. I might keep mine off just for audio reasons, and we're going to extend our arms away. We're going to pull them back as if you're on a chin-up bar. Pull and squeeze the shoulder blades together, extend away from you, and pull them back together, extending away. Keep squeezing into the glutes. Create a little hollow body position with your belly button. Extend them away. 3, and here we are, working the full back muscles. 4, and the back part of the core. 5, 6, you can move a little bit quicker. 7, now you have the idea. 8, 9, the last one, extend away, pull the shoulder blades onto the back, extend away, bring back, place the hands underneath the shoulders, come onto the tops of your feet, and we're just going to push ourselves straight into an upward facing dog. So you want to push into the ground, squeeze the glutes, maybe have the feet a little bit further apart, bring that navel to the spine, push into the ground, spin the eyes, the elbows forward, and pull the chin back. And here we are in upward facing dog. You can just sway your hips from side to side, stretching into your thigh muscles and the lower part of your back. From there we're going to come onto our toes, push the hips up, start rolling the spine backwards, and coming into our downward facing dog. From there you're going to create a little bit wider feeting position, so maybe as wide as your mat, and then we're going to push into the ground with the right hand. We're going to take our left hand off, and we're just going to bring it to the outside edge of the right foot. Just taking a nice little twist, so you might want to gaze underneath your right shoulder, look up to the sky. So you're still creating a little bit of strength here in the one arm, but we're taking a nice twist at the same time. You can pull yourself deeper into this position by grabbing the outside of the leg. And from there, we're going to place our left hand down and simply switch the position. Gazing under the shoulder and just feeling into the body. Again, we are creating a little bit of straight arm stability and shoulder strength in that left shoulder currently by pushing into the mat, being active in this pose. Take one more inhale, place the hands down, coming onto your knees, and we're just going to simply open up into a wide-legged forward fold. So extend the legs out a little bit wider. You might want to take something if you want to boost your hips and come up a little bit higher. Spin so the toes are facing upwards. Torso nice and long, and we're going to reach the arms up over our head, and we're just going to fold down and over those in between the middle there. Taking a nice reset pose here. You might want to walk out the feet or bend the knees a little bit, one side to the other. See if you can nestle down a little bit further. But the objective here is just to cool down and start reaching into our bodies. So from the here we're going to sweep over to the left hand side. Now if you can grab your shin, your knee, your ankle, wherever you can grab, just grab and just pull into that body and try to get the torso facing alongside the knee or the leg, and you just want to stretch in to that side body. So I am going to grab the outside edge of my foot and just pull into my foot and then pull my foot away at the same time. So it's just stretching out that side body from the crunches that we did earlier. From there I'm going to stay nice and low and work my way over to the other side. Again, I'm going to grab the outside edge of my foot, bring my right hand inside my right thigh and stretch in just a little bit, lifting that shoulder up. And where you want to place your left hand is perfectly fine, whatever works for your body. And from there, come back to a seated position. And there we have it. A nice, easy, hard work in 15 minutes to get the body pumping, moving. And yeah, I like to think that we've included all levels. I gave you guys some modifications if you choose it. And yeah, I hope you found the class enjoyable. So I hope you feel worked out, sweaty. I certainly am. And I'm glad you found your moment to move. And I'll be sure to catch you on the next one. Thank you.